Hey guys, welcome back to the Connoisseur Reviews. This Sunday is WWE's Raw exclusive pay-per-view TLC, and I kind of just want to run down the match card and give you my thoughts and opinions on what's going to happen this weekend. First things first, there's only one TLC match at TLC. There's no other tables matches, ladder matches, or chairs matches, so which is kind of unusual for a branded pay-per-view to not include. I feel like every other TLC I've seen has had all those matches. And another thing is that the card itself, it looks kind of not too amazing. It just looks like a lot of rinse and repeated matches that we've seen over the months and that we've seen just fairly recently as well. So with that being said, let's get to the predictions. The first match is the pre-show match, which we got announced again, so yay. It's Alicia Fox versus Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks already beat Alicia a couple times, so I feel like Alicia's going to pick up the win here. And I hope so too, and it builds up on her character, where she's playing the psycho character again, and it's kind of enjoyable to watch, so I'd like to see her become a more major player, and maybe in the secondary storyline in the women's division. And I think she can handle that, and it'll be really exciting. Just don't want to see Sasha and Alicia fight too much more, because we've seen it a few months ago, and Sasha won that rivalry, and it wasn't very interesting at all. So that's that match. The next match was just recently announced. It's the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher versus Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann. I don't watch the 205 Live too much, so most of my Cruiserweight division stuff is on Raw. So I'm not too excited about this match, and I really don't care. I feel like the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher should win. They're the heels, so I feel like the heels are going to win. I don't have much else to say on this match, just because I don't watch 205, so I don't know what the storyline is here. With that, the Cruiserweight, the next match is the Cruiserweight Title match, which is Kalisto versus Enzo Amore. So before I start talking about the match, I feel like this was a missed opportunity. It could have been a ladders match with multiple Cruiserweights in this match, if Neville had stayed. So it's unfortunate that Neville left. And I feel like that threw a wrench in the whole storyline and the whole division. Because this could have been really interesting if it was a 6-man ladder match for the Cruiserweight Gold. It could have been interesting, fun, and we would have gotten to see so many more of these guys do their stuff. Now we just get Kalisto and Enzo in a haphazard match, which was barely built upon. Kalisto kind of just won his title out of nowhere, I guess because Neville left. And then Kalisto's not that great on the mic. Enzo's great on the mic, but Enzo's ring work isn't that great. Kalisto's fun to watch in the ring, but they're not meshing well. I don't know how interesting this match is going to be. I feel like it's not going to be that interesting. And I think Enzo's going to win this back. It was just kind of a transitional phase just to get some heat off of Enzo, and now he has his little Goonie group of Cruiserweights that hated him before, and now they don't. So it's too weird. It feels like Neville leaving really threw a giant wrench in the mix and kind of messed up the Cruiserweight division. And honestly, I'm not too excited about this match either. I'm not a huge fan of Enzo. I do like Kalisto, but like I said, his promo work is kind of terrible. The next match is going to be the highly anticipated debut of Asuka, and she's going to fight Emma. So this one sounds like it's going to be a pretty interesting match. I haven't seen this on the main roster before, and Asuka's been on this undefeated streak on NXT. She's only lost her title because she had to vacate it because she got injured. So I hope Asuka wins and keeps that winning streak, which has been incredible. I think it's like 500 some days. So hopefully she keeps that up and keeps being undefeated. It'll be interesting to see that, and her finally go on the main roster, and Raw finally getting some huge push again, because a lot of the characters that they've had have kind of died out, like Sasha and Bayley. They've kind of lost a lot of their steam. Unfortunately for Emma, she might have to take a pin here. But on the flip side, just to be a contrarian a little bit, I do see Vince being a little, haha, and then spiting the fans. I could see that Emma winning either with a roll up or count out, and and then she gets more of the heat. She gets more heat and more exposure again. So hopefully they don't do that and they let Asuka win because she needs it, and it'll be a great way to debut on the roster and instantly push her to the title picture. Speaking of which, the next match I'm going to go down is Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. And at first I thought Mickie was going to win, and it would have been great just because she's been treated so poorly, and you know, the whole Piggy James thing years back, and now they're all making fun of her age. But unfortunately, what we saw on Monday, she pinned Alexa clean. So the rule is that if you win on the go-home show, you're definitely going to lose on the pay-per-view. And it looks like Alexa is going to win, which I don't mind. I think Alexa's a good champion because she's great on the mic. Her in-ring work is fine. And then she'll be a great heel rival to Asuka when Asuka debuts, and they can build that up for the next one, and that could be more interesting, I think. So I want Mickie James to win, but I think Alexa is definitely going to walk out as champion again. The next one is the Demon Pumpkin versus Sister Abigail. This sounds so strange. It's Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. This rivalry is kind of done for me. It's not that interesting anymore. It's been kind of played out. They've been fighting for months, and it just hasn't really been going anywhere. But I do like the inclusion of Sister Abigail, and I feel like this is a refresh for Bray's character. At first, I was like, oh, it's just going to be Finn Balor versus Sister Abigail. So I hope Sister Abigail was going to win. It was an easy prediction. But now he's coming out as the Demon King or the Pumpkin King or whatever the heck he is. He has that orange face mask on. It looks stupid. And then I feel like the demon is super protected, and it'll be kind of, I don't see him losing. So this makes it a little bit harder to predict. I hope, and I think Sister Abigail's going to win because Bray's character really needs it. Because he finally had this resurgence that he's like a Norman Bates kind of character. He's like a woman, but he's still, whatever. It's weird, but it's interesting. I felt like his character finally got that little kick that it needed, because it was kind of dying out, just being nonsense over and over again. And Sister Abigail's refreshing his character a little bit. But unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to go in the right direction, because now he's fighting the demon. Plus, I've heard that he's sick, and there's rumors floating around that he might not even make it to the show. So if he does make it, I feel like maybe the demon's going to win. But I really hope it's not the case, and he's fine. Hopefully he's fine. He's not too sick, and he can perform, because he really needs a win. And I know it'll stretch out the rivalry a little bit more, but this is such an interesting concept for him. Last time they were building him up, he got injured. I feel like it was like last year when they were going to do a face turn with him, but unfortunately that didn't pan out. He got hurt. And I feel like it's happening again right when his character gets interesting, and they could probably do something with it. It might not pan out the way I want it to. So, with that being said, I still want to put my money on Bray Wyatt winning. Okay. And then the main event is the Shield versus Strowman, The Bar, Miz, and Kane. And this is going to be the highlight, and I feel like the whole pay-per-view is building towards this. It feels like the most important match of the night. It is a TLC match, hence the pay-per-view. I don't know what the stipulations are. They haven't made that clear if they're going to be, having to pull anything. It's not a title match, so it might just be a pinfall or submission kind of victory. The match itself sounds interesting, like bring on paper. I'm going to say it out raw. Shield's going to win, easy, nothing to sweat. I feel like Kane's going to take the pinfall. That's what he was brought in for. But on the other side, about this match, I feel it's just overkill. I feel like, the Bar and Miz was enough. It should have been a 6-on-6 match. It would have been interesting, maybe put both titles on the line, on the tag titles and the Intercontinental titles, and that would have made it so much more interesting and so much more compelling. But then they brought Strowman in, which I was like, okay, whatever that makes. It's the Miz, he's going to do some underhand. And then they bring in Kane, So that becomes so overkill. Like, do they really need Strowman? Like, Strowman can take out all three guys by himself. And then with the bar's been built up to be a strong tag team. And, you know, they were multiple tag title winners and they've held it for a while until Ambrose and Rollins took it off them. And then why do they bring in Kane? I mean, I like it. I like Kane, and it'll be interesting. It just feels like it's going to make the Shield seem super strong, mainly Roman, and it's going to make everybody else look so weak. The bar is going to look kind of weak just because they need all that extra help. The Miz is fine. I mean, if it was The Miz, he needs all that help, you know. It's The Miz. He's shady and underhanded. It's going to make Strowman look weak. I mean, I'm sure he'll look dominating, but it's just 5-on-3. That's just overkill. It's unnecessary. Unless somehow they make the Shield lose and this carries on to like Survivor Series and the Shield has to, you know, scatter to get 5 members. But then that'll make the Shield look weak just because they just came back and they've been so dominant and so popular, and then, you know, they're just going to make them lose. I don't know. This one's not much of a toss-up, but I feel like the Shield's going to win, but I could see it carrying over to Survivor Series just to make it a longer series of matches, and the Shield gimmick just being there for a little bit longer. But that's it in the TLC. Like I said, a lot of the matches we've seen over the past week, so it's not too interesting. I'm excited about the TLC match. I just feel like it is overkill. I was excited about Sister Abigail, but with the rumors flying around that he might not even make it, and then with the Demon appearing this past Raw, I feel like he might lose. So that's frustrating because I was really hoping a lot for Sister Abigail / Bray Wyatt. I feel like Asuka and Emma's match is going to be fine. Maybe a quick victory. If Asuka does end up winning, it'll just be a quick victory just to cement how dominating she is. Bliss and James are going to put on a decent match. The rest of the card, I don't really care for the Cruiserweights and the pre-show we've seen 100 times before. That's my final predictions for TLC. I'll have a review up later in the week after I watch the show. If you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Give me your guys' predictions on the comment section below. You guys can follow me on my various social media sites at AwesomeArnoldK or my Tumblr at TheConnoisseur Reviews. Alright guys, thank you, bye.